What? Okay. Come over here, Giselle.
Oh, okay. Uh, may I ask why you asked me here so late, Master?
Oh, I just wanted to have a little chat. Care for some wine? Come closer, and I'll pour you a glass. I had this wine imported from up north. They use very hard water, and I like it rather tart, so it leaves quite the lasting impression on your tongue. And yet, it goes down so easily, you just can't seem to stop. What do you say? Have a sip. Or does your expertise as a trader allow you to evaluate a wine's quality without tasting it?
No, but,
Please, Giselle, don't trample all over my good graces.
very well then. I will have a sip, Master, but no more.
Have you ever considered growing out your hair?
Having long hair made it difficult to do my job.
You're not a merchant anymore, though. You deserve to look like the woman you truly are. I have no doubt longer hair would accentuate your natural beauty. It's a gorgeous shade of black, so deep a man could get lost in it for years. It would contrast the color of your skin fabulously. Highlight your eyes, your cheekbones, your nape, your shoulders, and your chest.
Um, I, I should get going.
Oh, but we're not done talking yet.
I, I would not want a lack of sleep to interfere with my ability to work tomorrow. Thank you very much for the wine. It was delicious.
No need to be so cold-hearted now. From the moment I first laid eyes on you,
Master, that's enough fooling around for one night.
Now, don't be afraid. I wouldn't do anything to hurt you. I simply want to express my love.
Let go of me. I only came here to get out of work, nothing more.
The first time I saw you, I thought it would be a tragic waste to leave you to wither away working at some little street-side shop.
Stop.
You can't tell me you didn't know a merchant girl had no place in a house like this, even as a servant. There's only one reason you would be allowed here.
No. I swear, it never even crossed my mind.
It would seem you're even more innocent than you look. You've figured it out all by now, haven't you?
No. No! No, let go of me! Stop this!
Keep your voice down.
Ah!
Do not shout, Giselle. If anyone were to find out about this, you would be the one shouldering the consequences, not me.
But
You're a maid, and I'm the master of the house. Whose word do you think holds more weight? Don't worry, I won't do anything to hurt you. I promise, your family will be exceptionally well taken care of. Your mother will have the comfortable life you wanted for her. But you know what will happen if you raise a fuss and make a fool of yourself. Not only will your family not get any of our money, and not only will your sister not get to marry, you'll all spend the rest of your lives on the streets.
how could you be so cruel? This is blackmail.
Blackmail? For a merchant's daughter, you don't know much about trade, do you? Then let me give you a little lesson about market value. The goods you're after, Giselle, are not cheap. Understand? Now, let me see that beautiful body of yours.
He was an older man, so I hadn't expected him to be so very strong. But I couldn't break free of his grip, and I found myself entirely at his mercy. Beneath the gaudy outfits lay a hungry beast, and I was seeing the creature's true colors for the first time that day. The aging man raised his disgusting, slobbery tongue across my exposed skin. Everything he placed his hands upon withered away. Every piece of flesh he pressed his lips against putrefied, rotted, decayed, rankled. I trembled in revulsion, at which the man laughed, seemingly interpreting it as something else. I wondered what kind of place hell was. If hell's wardens only flayed and carved their prisoners, I would have preferred that instead. I would have rather been sliced into tiny little chunks and cast into hellfire. I would have chosen eternal torment over being touched by this man another second. But I didn't get to choose my hell. Eventually, the man forced open the gates I had been holding fast and spread his festering death inside me.
Listen to me, Giselle. It is in both of our best interests to keep this between the two of us. If you can do that, I'll continue to do good by you and your family. Oh, don't look at me like that, please. I'm thrilled to have you here in this house, Giselle. She has long since lost her mind, after all. It's torture just being in the same room. And my sons, they hardly ever come home. But you, Giselle, you give color to my dull life. You make it exciting once again. Now, go on back to your room. I'll be waiting here at the same time next week.
I couldn't escape from that man's grasp. Not when he used my family against me. Some weeks I would just not go to his chambers, my one feeble means of resistance. But when I did that, he would send another Abigail to come find me the next day. I couldn't ignore his summons when he got other people involved. And then, when the two of us were alone, the mask would come off. And he would discipline me for not showing up before taking care of his usual business. On good days, he would leave bruises in inconspicuous places, my abdomen, inner thighs. But he went as far as carving a word into my skin with a knife. Harlot. That was why I was afraid of knives. That was why I was afraid of men shouting. I wasn't even sure what to regret anymore. I was in far too deep. There was no turning back the clock. I even considered taking my own life on more than one occasion. But every time the thought crossed my mind, happy memories came with it. Back when it was just the three of us girls and the shop. Life may not have been easy, but it was never dull either. I didn't want to end my life at its absolute lowest point. I wanted, if just temporarily, to go back to the way things were back then. That objective was the only thing that allowed me to keep going. When I was in his presence, I tried to convince myself I was merely an object. I had no emotions, so he couldn't hurt me. I was merely a vessel. A construct of flesh and bones. His hands couldn't reach my heart, for it was not connected to my body. Doing that made it a little easier to bear. But the reality was, it was impossible to completely sever my heart from my body.
Nika?
You're Giselle, aren't you? What?
One day the mistress just... Oh, wait.
Sorry.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah, it's Kate.
It is.
Sorry
Okay.
about that. Sorry.
I wasn't sure either.
Me neither.
One day, the mistress of the estate stopped me in the halls. She had supposedly once been quite beautiful, but now she was only haggard and bony. Her skin dry, her eyes sunken, her hair faded and stripped of its luster, her head down, her cracked lips barely moving as she spoke. Age didn't appear to be the only thing working its merciless magic on her either. There seemed to be something eating away at her from the inside, too. Something that could burst at the slightest touch. Yes, I'm Giselle. Is there something I could do for you? The mistress rarely ever left her chambers. I'd been told it had been years since she attended family supper. So what would bring her to come looking for someone like me?
And you?
What? I wasn't sure I wanted to know the answer.
You're having relations, with my husband, aren't you? You are, aren't you?
Madam.
Aha! You wretched creature! She was telling me the truth. One of my trusty maids caught a glimpse of you through the crack of the door. She saw you with him, you filthy rat! You seduced my husband! Ah, you devil! You conniving witch! You don't get it, do you? You don't realize how grievous your sin is, do you? Someone, anyone, restrain this girl! She is a demon, a devil! Tie her up, her hands over the clergy! Ah, no, that won't be enough. A witch, you have to burn her bones, scatter the ashes, and she will come back to life. Yes, excuse her. Kill this woman. Burn the witch! Seize the piece she's stolen from me! Cursed. It's cursed! Ah, this house is cursed. Not only has it taken away my daughter, now it tried to take away my husband. Ah, oh God, please shine that cleansing light upon this house.
I knew it would be a waste of breath trying to talk to her. She was not of sound mind. There was madness in her eyes. I didn't even have to make a fuss about it. It happened all on its own. If there was no way around it, then I should have just done it myself after the first time. I didn't have the energy to argue with her, or to cry, or to shout. Before long, a crowd began to form around me and the sobbing mistress, and in it stood him. I assumed he would just stand back and watch. But much to my surprise, he stepped in, with an embarrassed look on his face, to try to settle his wife down and convince her not to have me executed. Maybe he did have a heart after all. Or maybe he just wanted to save face. Regardless, instead of being burned at the stake, it was decided that I would be sent away to some remote forest. One of the previous Bollinger family heads had purchased a mansion there long ago, but it had been abandoned because of the stories people told about it. They said a cursed witch dwelled in the house. She'd returned to life after being executed, and now skulked about in the darkness. It was the perfect place to banish a sinner. And so, accused of adultery, I was in a carriage on my way to the capital the next day. I hope my mom and sister are alright. 2 of them will believe in me. I'm gonna tell them afterwards. The wooden wheels turned, carrying me away to that cursed mansion. Just a silent coachman and a single sullied passenger. Looking out through the window, I could see the city walls slowly fading into the distance behind us. I doubted I would ever set foot in this land again, ever cross the Grand Pont again. It was a saddening reality, but at the same time, I felt a surge of relief. I had finally escaped from that house. I had finally escaped from that man. This sense of freedom slightly lessened the weight of everything else I was feeling. A good while after we left the capital, the coachman handed me a letter. On the sheet of parchment was a rather startling revelation. There was someone else already living at the house where I was to reside. The Bollinger's youngest child. But the letter didn't say why he had been sent to the first mansion, only that he was there. Beyond that, the letter only made a single request: that I look after him and not ask any questions. So I'm not just being sent off to the middle of nowhere. I still have work to do. If I look after whoever's at the mansion, then they'll do the same for my family. I don't have much to say in the matter either way, I suppose. The carriage rattled and shook as it traversed the stony path, and bounced around inside it. I resolved to take my wife with, the peace I had once known, cheerfulness I had lost, and to do so I would forget. Lock away my memories, bury every terrible thing that had happened to me. Cast aside those memories and find my smile once more. I have no idea who I'm going to find there. But they couldn't possibly do anything worse to me. I'll greet them with a smile and do my best to build up a decent relationship with them. I figured since the both of us had been banished to the same postman, then there would probably be other things we had in common. And so, I would forget it all and get my life back. Get my smile back. And that was everything that led up to me arriving at the mansion. All the wounds I never wanted to open again. I didn't want to think about that. I've been trying so hard to forget about it. I wanted to forget all about it. So why? Why did you have to make me remember? All I did was believe that we could make things work. Why? How could you? God, I can't take this anymore. Once the memories had broken free, they all flooded back into perfect memory. Exactly how he ran his hands across me. Exactly where he hit me, where he cut me. Like I was going through it again this very moment. The rain was cooling me down on the outside, but so much nauseating heat had built up in my gut. I vomited all over the ground. I threw up, and I threw up, and I threw up until there was nothing left but bile. And when I had nothing left to expel, the strength evacuated from my knees, and I collapsed. I didn't know if everything was blurry because of the rain, because my eyes had decided they were done looking at me. The whole world twisted before me. Michelle's no different. My attempts to get close to him, always keep a smile on, it was all waste. The look in his eyes was terrifying. Like he didn't believe in anything at all. So he probably wouldn't have believed me if I had told him the truth. If he's convinced I have an ulterior motive, there's probably no changing his mind. Such a cold rain. If I lie down here and go to sleep, I wonder if all the warmth will eventually drain from my body. And then I'll decompose, become part of the earth. You know, that might actually be nice. I'd like that. I always thought I didn't want to die. But I wanted to go back to the way things were. Who cares anymore? I did my best after all. And it still got me nowhere. Cheerful Giselle. It's all just a farce. And when I'm dead, all my worry for my mom and my sister will fade away with me. Oh God. I doubt you'd have a place for me on high. I am, after all, an unclean woman. And I've given up on living altogether. But even if I can't get into heaven, that's okay. I won't release. The rain pitter-pattered down through the leaves overhead, chilling my skin. The cold spread through my flesh and into my bones, my heart and lungs and stomach freezing me like a block of ice. My consciousness drifted away from me, and the world slipped from my fingers. More than fear, I felt relief. Utter black. And that, I was sure, was the end of me. And that, I was sure, was the end of me.
I am, even now, putting her through a harrowing experience. Digging up the memories she locked away, the past she wanted to pretend never happened. I lay it all out before her once more. But I must get her back to who she once was. It means forcing her to endure this. She must remember everything. Because I need to know. Why did she become the maid? What secrets does this household?
You're Michelle.
Yes, my name is Michelle. I'm not the white-haired girl. The person you're searching for was the man who once hurt you deeply. Me.
Why?
What's her why referring to? Why you hurt her? Or why I'm here? Or perhaps why I didn't show up until now? Not having an answer for her, I clench her cold hands in mine. I wonder, were her hands this cold that night too? Still more we need to see though. Still too soon for me to apologize. She's gotten everything back. Only then can I. Once she reclaims herself, that's when I must tell her. Now let's return to our past. Our story has only just begun. No matter what we thought or what we desired, no matter what we lost or how much pain we suffered, we must not shut this door. Perfect darkness embraces us once more. I can see nothing, not even a woman beside me. But I shall not let go of her hand. I don't want to slip her away from me. I don't want to lose her. James, French accent.
Oui. Stay with me. Are you alright? Oh, thank goodness. You're awake. How's your head? Can you see me?
What?
You had me scared silly there. I thought I might have lost you for good. I'm really glad you're alive.
Where am I? And who is this man? What was I doing?
You filling up for any food? I can whip up some porridge for you right quick.
I was in the forest. It was raining. Before that, I was at the mansion. I feel sick. Like there's still something in my stomach. No, thank you. I don't want anything.
You really should have something. You need to keep up your energy. Unless you want to conk out again in an hour.
Sounds good to me. I'd rather never wake up at all.
You're not in the highest of spirits either, it seems. All the more reason to get something warm for you. Please, have something. I've got some milk on the fire. I bet you can handle a cup of that. You start losing all hope once the cold gets that deep in you, reaches down to your core. Take me at my word, please. Just one sip. You'll feel like a whole new gal.
A heart-wrenchingly pleasant aroma wafted up with the steam from within the wooden cup. Succumbing to the sweet smell, I lifted the cup to my lips for just one sip. And the warmth that spread through me brought tears to my eyes. Perhaps there really was a kindness in the world. A ripple spread across the surface of the milk. I heard a gentle sigh come from the man beside me. After which he said with a smile, "You should take it easy for the day." I had lost the willpower to think about anything. I didn't care what had happened to me or why I was here, who he was, or even where this was. I spent the whole day in bed, just watching the sun slowly slide across the wooden floor. Felt like I was somewhere far, far away. At times, I felt like a lost child, and at times like a sickly old woman on her deathbed. Watching the sun travel gave me a renewed awareness of the passage of time, and the fact that each moment that went by was another moment I was alive. I realized, then, that it had been a while since I had gotten more than a brief glimpse at any sunlight. It almost surprised me how colorful the world seemed beneath the sun's light, something I didn't get much of in the dark mansion. Only after losing something do you realize how much you need it. Warm milk, the lights shining through the window, and the bed that smelled like springtime. With those three things, my heart slowly began to defrost, and I started to regain the willpower to stand on my own 2 feet. Thank you for everything.
You sure you're in any shape to be on your feet?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm not hurt.
You looked pretty beat up to me. But you do look a lot better now. And you're talking a lot more clearly than before.
You've been very generous, despite having never met me before, and for that you have my deepest gratitude. Without your help, I would no longer be in this world.
I don't deserve your thanks. You are alive now because God's guidance made it so.
God.
I came across you early this morning as I was heading up to the forest to hunt. Imagine my surprise seeing a young lady like you on the ground in my path. What were you doing in the forest? You don't have to tell me if you'd rather not. Everyone's got their own share of personal problems.
You're not going to demand that I talk?
I have no reason to force you to do anything. You looked like you'd been to Hellion back.
What?
I could tell just by looking at you. Now then, do you have somewhere you can go?
Somewhere to go. Of course I don't. I can't go back to the capital or to the mansion.
If not, then why don't you stay here?
Here.
Sure, it's a small village. We are self-sufficient, and we all help each other out. No tax-hungry lords, no we built this place up either, so we keep everything we make. We are pretty remote as a result, and the harvest isn't fantastic, but I'm sure you'll find it comfortable here. The rest of the villagers will be glad to have you. What do you say?
Sorry, Mom. What I'm about to do might make the rest of my family's lives more difficult. But I don't want to have to feel any more pain. If I really wouldn't be inconveniencing you, if it's really okay, then yes, I would like to stay here.
Bon, that's great to hear. I would love to send you back out there in your current condition. I haven't introduced myself yet, have I? The name's Amedee, just one lowly villager of many.
I'm Giselle.
Giselle, that's a beautiful name. If I'm not mistaken, there should be a vacant house. Clean it up, and you can call it home.
I couldn't possibly ask for that. I doubt others would like if I just took a house for myself.
That shouldn't be an issue. I'm the village's representative, more or less.
Representative? Like the chief?
Name, though. As I mentioned, we're not any lord's maps, so I don't have any much representing to do. The only reason I ended up in charge is because I'm a bit more educated than anyone else. It was a long time ago, but I understudied with a priest. Because of that, I'm familiar with the Bible's teachings. So rather than a chief, the people of the village look at me more like a priest. Wouldn't be much fun if the church found out about that. They're liable to think I'm acting unordained.
Then you believe in God?
That's quite the question. Of course God exists. He's always watching over us. That's why you survived. Because he protected you. I understand that your faith can waver when you're going through times of tribulation, but those are the times when it's most important to keep sight of who you are.
Right.
Now, you get some rest. Tomorrow, I'll show you around the village.
Thank you. I truly mean it. I really, sincerely appreciate everything.
Don't mention it, Giselle. This is your village now too, so you don't need to act like a stranger anymore.
Okay. So he's Amedee. He seems like a nice man. Maybe here, can live in peace. It'll be alright, I'm sure. Yeah. I wasn't silly enough to believe my life would be perfect, but I had found a tiny fragment of my lost hope. While I had once been ready to give up on absolutely everything, I was starting to feel like I might be able to smile again, eventually. Like I might be able to get back on my feet. And in order to do that, I had to cast aside my past once more. Forget everything that had happened at the Bullinger estate, and everything that had happened at the mansion. Forget about Michelle. There was one niggling curiosity, though, that I couldn't shake. Something he had said before I left.
My very existence threatens to tear down that house. The cursed youngest son of the Bollinger family. Michel, he made a pact with the devil. He's supposed to be dead, but is very much alive.
What had he meant by that? Why would people think he was dead? No, I don't care about Michel one bit. Forget it. Forget everything.
The house was, as it had always been, wrapped in a thick silence. Giselle's shadow, which had been lurking in the halls for about a month, was nowhere to be found. She hadn't come back since running off like that. The secret was still safe. Her efforts had, in the end, all been for naught. Like the way things were. But despite my mind telling me that was for the best, I felt a kind of guilt seething in the back of my chest. Any attempts to figure out why only made me feel worse. But the look on her face then.
Please, hear me out. I didn't know anything about you. I wasn't sniffing around or trying to bring you harm in any way.
Really her just put on an act because I revealed her scheming? She was screaming, though. She looked genuinely terrified when she knocked my hand away. I'm not falling for anything. I just feel like I know that frenzy panic. Something doesn't add up. Be quiet. Silence, please. My head was pounding beyond belief. Couldn't stand anything. This world, the creature was, the witches whispering. The archangel looking down upon me seemed to be cackling from somewhere far out of reach. So, for what it was worth, to escape from his gaze. Once again drew the drapes or the stained glass window. Cristina?
Whoa, it's someone new!
Duck?
Hey! Where are you from? You gonna be here long?
Are you?
We hardly ever get any visitors here, so they're downright awestruck by you. You'll be getting a lot of attention for a little, but please don't let it get to you.
No, that's just fine. I'll do my best to get along with everyone.
You've got a spark in you that wasn't there yesterday. Anything in particular that has cheered you up?
In particular? Once I decided I was going to try to stay here, I just sort of started feeling better about things. And I figured I couldn't stay gloomy forever.
Ah, I see. Glad to hear it.
All thanks to you, Amedee.
Keep thanking me like that, and my cheeks might get stuck red. In any event, I said I'd show you around yesterday, so how about we do that now?
Lead the way.
That said, we're a modest village of about 100. Everyone knows everyone.
For that size, looks pretty big to me. Amedee taking the lead, we walked through the village. passing by the crop fields and milk cows, presumably shared among the villagers. Houses were scattered across an area that seemed far too large for only 100 people. Actually, getting a better look at them, the buildings were dilapidated, looking more like ruins than residences.
Once upon a time, this was a city rather than a village.
When your ancestors lived here?
Oh no, we were drifters fortunate enough to come across some decent looking land, so we stuck around.
How do you know what it was like before then?
There were a few stone tablets left behind, and based on what we were able to extract from their texts, this area used to be a large city with a booming economy rivaling that of the capital. There weren't hundreds, but thousands of people bustling about. Merchants from afar came in droves. It was much like how the capital is now. Actually, this area was more open to foreigners. People of all different races speaking many different languages. It was evidently quite the sight and sound.
I had no idea there was a city here.
That's what happens when a place is wiped from history. I couldn't tell you how reliable the tablets are, but if you take them at their word, this city lost everything in just a single week.
What?
People, crops, livestock, all mort. Maybe it was a natural disaster, a famine, a plague. I can't say for sure. This is what happens. This is what the tablet said, though. We have been cursed by the witch.
Cursed by the witch.
Look over there. You see that river? There used to be a magnificent bridge crossing it, but there's hardly anything left of it. If you continue along the path beyond the fallen bridge, there's a forest. That's where I found you. The deeper parts of the forest are so dense, you can't see anything but tree trunks and leaves. It's an eerie place, wrapped in a cloud of darkness. If you make it through that, there's a mansion, which is said to be cursed. The witch who supposedly destroyed the city lives in the house deep in the forest. She's been there for years and years and years, and she casts a curse on anyone who goes near it. The city was so large that the mansion was actually in its borders. My guess is the bridge was built to mark the road leading to it. Now, as you can see, the bridge is gone and the houses still standing are practically in ruins. But the mansion alone looks just as it did back then. The witch living in the mansion goes by the name Morgana. According to the records, someone by that name was executed in this area for witchcraft. And even in death, she continues to bear her grudge against mankind. Who knows how much of it is true, though? Truth or fiction, the story has taken root in this region. This city's history may be lost, but the legend of the witch continues to be told. People have a tendency to keep their stories alive that scare them. Sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you.
I'm fine.
You're best staying away from the mansion in the forest at any rate. There's no saying what might happen if curiosity gets the better of you. Better safe than sorry, if you ask me. Aside from the mansion, this is as peaceful a village as you'll find. I don't know where you came from, but I'm glad you didn't end up wandering up there.
I know all about the mansion and who lives there. I was there, after all, with Michelle for a full month. But I don't remember any cursed witch. Just a man with a bone-chilling glare. Maybe the rumors about a witch living there were spread by him. Or perhaps even his family. I could see them doing that. But none of that matters to me anymore. I'm never going anywhere near that house again. The witch's curse, Michelle, they're nothing to me. With nowhere else to go, I ended up in this small village. There was no denying that there was very little to speak of here, but I found peace in that nothingness. I couldn't have been more blessed that such a kind man had found me and welcomed me into his village. The village ran entirely on its own crops and livestock. They had no currency, merely bartered among themselves. Coming from a merchant's family, everything felt so new. I had never plowed a large plot of land, milked a cow, or used a loom before. At first, I wasn't sure what to think, being such a departure from my lifestyle in the capital. But over time, I grew more comfortable with my new life, and the people of the village started thinking of me as one of their own.
Come on, Giselle, come play with us.
We're playing hide and seek today.
Can't, sorry, I'm spinning yarn.
You can do that later.
Come on, play with us.
Stop that! Don't pull on my skirt! Oh, alright, you win. When I'm done with this, I'll join you.
And no ditching. We'll be down at the square, okay?
Got it. See you there.
The kids have taken quite a liking to you.
Amedee. You think so?
They've been incredibly lively since you arrived. Children are more sensitive than adults.
Sensitive?
They are very perceptive of how others are feeling. If you begrudgingly play along, they'll pick up on that quickly. You like children, and that's a wonderful thing. There's not a good woman in the world who dislikes children.
Why, thank you. I don't think it's so much that I like them, as I'm kind of like a big kid myself. I genuinely enjoy hide and seek. But that's not going to earn me any points.
I like kids too. Watching them, it gives me faith that the world has a bright future.
A bright future. Never looked at them that way. They seem to like you quite a bit too, Amedee.
Thanks. Though I'd rather give my affection to my own kids.
Oh, you have children?
Oh, heavens no. I thought that was obvious enough. I'm talking about the future.
I see. But knowing you, Amedee, I'm sure you'll find someone right for you and have kids of your own in no time.
It's not that easy, sadly. Even in such a small village, there are no ladies who would take interest in me.
You don't give yourself enough credit. I'm fully confident you'll find someone soon enough.
Do you really think so?
Absolutely.
Then perhaps you could be that person.
Pardon?
I won't pressure you into it, of course. But I think you would be marvelous to have in. I think it would be marvelous to have you in my life in a bigger way.
But it's a little soon for me to be thinking about settling down like that.
It is pretty sudden, I admit. Take all the time you need to consider it.
All right. I have to go play with the kids now.
Have fun?
I wonder if he really meant it. Amedee is a nice fellow, and I'm sure living here would be wonderful. But I can't help feeling something isn't right here. Why am I thinking about him now, of all times? That man has no redeemable qualities. Not one. As it turned out, Amedee was serious about his proposition, and he brought it up every time we ran into each other. Unable to give him an answer, I found myself constantly apologizing to him. Soon, winter started giving way to spring. On a day when the air still had a brisk winter bite and budding seedlings battled to break through the earth, the seams holding the village together began to come loose. That day, the village men were gathered in the square talking. They all had stern looks on their faces. It was clear that something had happened. I obviously couldn't stick my head in, so I waited until they were done and caught Amedee. While it was rather awkward, I was still more comfortable asking him for information than anyone else.
Actually,
With a dejected look on his face, he started explaining.
a lord found out about this village.
What?
And he said he's going to place this land under his rule. Meaning he'll start collecting taxes. In addition, he's also demanding we pay 5 years' worth of back taxes for our unauthorized use of the land.
What? That's ridiculous.
It most certainly is. We obviously do not have the means to pay 5 years' taxes. There's no reason for him to take over this village at all. We are completely isolated from the surrounding area after all. But if we resist, he could send soldiers. It doesn't matter how absurd his claim to the village is. We have no choice but to comply.
That's terrible. What are we gonna do then?
We are going to do as the Lord demands. The 5 years' taxes will have to be paid in installments. Some of the men suggested we abandon the land and find somewhere else. But it would take time to cultivate the land and plant new crops. It's no trivial task. We'll just have to make do with these changes. We'll use more of the land to grow and try to be more efficient. Will you help in the fields?
Oh, of course. The village is my home now, too.
Merci, Giselle. It will be difficult, but if we all pitch in, I'm sure we can get through this.
I thought the same thing. If we all worked together, we could make it through this rough path. But the collection of taxes brought more than just the burden for everyone to share. It brought emotional strain and conflict to the village too.
Frank,
Your family has more hands to work the fields.
Duck. Oh, wait. Yeah, go for it.
I have a sickly child! You expect him to work any harder than he is?
I know you're hiding grain in your cellar.
You have more than us! Let us keep a little grain!
You have more.
No, you have more!
Cristina?
You both have more than us.
When their comfortable lives fell under attack, the villagers' top priority became their own property. The cooperation was only temporary. And before long, everyone became a threat. The negative energy only built on itself, its growth accelerating like a boulder rolling down a hill. And it wasn't long before their sights fell on me, the outsider.
Frank.
Come on, get moving.
Ow! Stop that! Why are you doing this?
I'll stop once you've told us everything.
Told you what? Ugh. One morning, a man dragged me from my house and took me to the square. There, the entire rest of the village was gathered, all eyes on me. What? What is this about?
Oh, don't play stupid. We all know it was you.
What was me?
This thief.
Amedee? From the crowd appeared someone I knew quite well. The ever-affable village representative. The man who had saved my life. But in his eyes now,
I thought you were better than that.
was contempt, anger, scorn. So many different shades of negativity. I recognized what I saw in his glare immediately as someone who had been subjected to those looks before. But why? For what reason was he looking at me like that? I couldn't make sense of what was happening. So I just stood there, stupefied.
There's been a rise in reports of people having things stolen lately. This village is too small to attract bandits, though. Since the Lord now demands we pay him taxes, even the smallest items lost can have a dramatic impact on a family's living condition. What you've done is no joke.
Wait just a second. I haven't stolen anything. Why do you think that
You have been seen in the act.
What?
So long as there is testimony against you, your guilt is assured.
Who says they saw me? I swear I didn't do anything. They're obviously lying.
You're the one who's lying. You've been playing us for fools this whole time.
Look,
Everything was fine until you showed up.
Cristina.
We managed not to get found until you showed up.
No, that's not my fault.
Apologize to the village and return what you've taken.
Amedee, don't you believe me?
There were multiple witnesses. Several different people saw you stealing. I've known these people long enough to be family, and I trust them like my family too. They're not liars.
But no, they're framing me. I didn't steal anything, I swear.
Framing you? Now you want to put this on us, woman?
Unbelievable. Have you forgotten we welcomed you into our village?
Amedee, please believe me. You of all people should believe me.
You've been avoiding me of late, haven't you?
What?
Because you had something to hide, correct?
No,
What other reason could you have to avoid moi?
Why? How can he say these things? Why won't he believe me?
Now, return the things you've stolen.
I can't! I never stole anything! How am I supposed to return something I don't have?
Ah, I see. So you've already moved the stolen goods. She said she doesn't have them anymore, folks. How should we deal with this?
Rough her up till she talks.
Yeah, she's not getting off that easily.
Cristina.
Give us back our property.
Why is this happening to me? The harsh new rulership has driven these people mad. I need to get away from this village quick.
James didn't catch that.
Oh, it must not have. Restrain her!
No, get your hands off me!
Have you forgotten everything we've done for you? All that matters is that you don't have to suffer. Is that it?
I didn't do anything!
Take her to my house. We'll make her tell us everything.
No. Stop, you've all gone mad. Please come to your senses. With men on all four sides of me, I was dragged into Amedee's house. He sat coolly in a chair, and they shoved me to my knees before him.
ask you this one more time, Giselle. Where did you put the things you stole?
And I'll keep giving you the same answer. I didn't take anything from anyone. Please believe me.
Do you swear with God as your witness?
I do. I swear with all my heart.
You don't actually believe her, do you, Amedee? She not only sold us out to a lord, she's now threatening to make our lives downright impossible.
Again, that's just a coincidence. Listen to me, Amedee.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the woman hath committed 3 sins. She has lied, she has stolen, and she has betrayed her fellow man.
Why are you doing this, Amedee? You were such a good man.
I am deeply disappointed in you, Giselle. As much as I don't want to do this, I have to get the truth from you.
Amedee. Of course, why didn't I see it? I'm still just an outsider to them. Why would he believe a stranger's word over the word of the village, his family?
The water.
What? A man set a wooden well bucket on the floor in front of me. In it wasn't clean water from the well, though, but grimy, murky wastewater. I reflexively turned my head from the stench, but a man behind me grabbed me by the hair. And before I had a chance to realize what was happening, the world around me went brown. I struggled with all my might to break free, but my arms were tied behind my back, and I didn't have the strength to overpower the man holding my head down. Reflexively, grasping for air, a stream of filthy water poured into my mouth.
Pull her out. We're getting nothing if she dies. Put her back in. And keep at it until she decides she's ready to talk.
No!
Oh, unsightly. And to think I ever considered marrying this woman.
Stop!
We can stop whenever you want, Giselle. You just have to tell us the truth.
Please. Stop! I was given no time to rest. My head shoved into the bucket, then pulled out just long enough for me to steal a breath before going back in. Over and over again. Not a person in that room objected to the abuse I was receiving. I had prayed for a good harvest with these people. They had taught me how to use a loom, something I had never touched before. We had laughed together, lived together. We were normal people. Perfectly ordinary, kind, helpful, friendly people. Not at all cruel or inhumane. But now they burned with a frenzy that overshadowed all my memories of them. And every gargle, gasp, and grunt they got from me fueled that fire. Blood-rimmed eyes laced with madness stared down upon me, rejoicing at my suffering. My consciousness was slipping away from me. I thought I could hear laughing and chattering, but it all passed through my ears as mere noises, nothing I could make sense of.
Wait. Eh, eh. Stay with me.
My
Oh, thank goodness you're awake.
Wait, what was I just doing? Right. I was in the forest, on the verge of death, and then Amedee found me, and
We almost lost valuable manpower there. We were just discussing what to do about you, Giselle, and we decided to make you village property.
no, he didn't save me.
If you agree to work for us, we'll put this whole nasty mess behind us. You may be worthless in the fields and terrible with a loom, but there's plenty you can help with.
What are you going to make me do?
You like to get your hands dirty? And considering I found you half dead in the forest, I doubt the rest of you is any cleaner.
Amedee.
It seems we've come to an agreement. I'll keep watch over her starting today, to make sure she stays in line and doesn't steal anything else.
Dirty. Stays in line. The way they're looking at me. They didn't have to spell it out. No. Anything but that. Please, have mercy!
You're begging for mercy. That means you know you've done something wrong. Let's see. There is one way, Giselle.
What?
Give back what you stole, naturally. But if you're going to insist that's not possible, then bring us something of equal value.
I...
And if you can't do that, then your life belongs to the village.
The men were cackling. They knew I couldn't do it. And they were enjoying watching me squirm.
Take your pick, Giselle.
Something of equal value. If I can get that, then you'll set me free? In that moment, a little bit of darkness bubbled up in my heart. Something maleficent whispered in my ear.
You're in need of money. Help yourself to some of the furniture. There's a village not far from here. Trade for food and make your way to a larger town.
I think I know where you can get something worth some money. The mansion in the forest. It has some fairly valuable furniture in it. God. When did I become... You can steal some of that to sell for good money. Such a despicable woman.
You mean the cursed mansion?
You expect us to go there? Are you out of your mind? Anyone who goes near that house is killed by the witch's curse.
There is no witch living there. There is no curse.
Giselle, do you know about that mansion?
I lived there for a while. Well, for a month.
You what?
The son of a noble lives there. He's human, and he's alone.
A noble? What's a noble boy doing this far from the city?
I presume he was banished there. I was sent to the mansion from the capital to act as his servant. There was plenty of value in the house. Shelves, lined with books. There should be more than enough to pay for the Lord's 5 years' worth of taxes.
Is what you're saying true?
I wouldn't lie. As bewilderment spread through Amedee's house, I was unable to look at anything but the floor. I couldn't stop trembling. To protect myself, I had sold out Michelle.
You swear there's just a single man living in that house?
Yes, it's only him.
All right. If it turns out you're lying, you'll pay. Okay, everyone, you heard her! Tell all the young men to get ready. We are going up to the mansion in the forest. And just to be safe, make sure everyone brings something that they can use as a weapon. And you, Giselle, you're coming with us. You'll be leading the way. Listen to me. Don't think about trying to run.
Right. On the cusp of springtime, I found myself trekking through the dreary forest I had thought I would never set foot in again. How had I ended up here? How come I could never manage to avoid getting myself in these situations? And who would have guessed that my reason for returning to the mansion would be to loot it? I prayed for God to show even a little mercy and ensure Michelle wasn't around. Though I knew the chances of that happening were almost zero. After several hours of walking, we broke through the thick woods and the mansion appeared before us. Like its surroundings, the house was bleak and uninviting. Even the midday sun seemed disinterested in shining its light upon it. Despite, on the surface, there not being much of anything impressive about it, the entire mob stood speechless before its overwhelming presence. But the men had weapons, and they were fueled by avarice, which gave them the courage to approach this place they wouldn't normally otherwise.
Putain de merde. Door won't open. I think it's barred from the other side. It would seem someone really does live in this cursed place. I am honestly surprised. Even more so that it's not a witch, but just a noble.
The door's old. We could break it down.
Yeah, let's bust it down.
Hold on, there's no need to be barbaric. Did you even consider knocking on the door like normal people? You sound like a band of thieves.
That's something else coming from you. Who do you think proposed this plan, Giselle? You. Alright, men. You ready for lives of luxury? Break down that door.
Stop it.
It's the damn nobles who make our lives so hard.
They deserve to be robbed!
Cristina, go for it.
Break it! Break down the door!
Please, stop this.
Break it down! Break it down! Break it down!
Stop. All the repressed emotions detonated. They battered the door again and again and again. And in a few minutes' time, it was on the verge of collapse. They shouted and cheered and hooted like madmen. As my peaceful life came crumbling down around me, growing lightheaded from the anxiety, I squeezed my eyes shut, unable to bear it any longer. When the deep groan of a door opening echoed through the forest.
It seems you're not aware of whose house you're trying to break into.
The world went silent, like time had come to a stop. No one could manage to say a word. Only stare at the man who had appeared from within the mansion.
Surely you know what this place is called.
Beneath the dazzling midday sun, he had bone-chillingly alabaster skin and long, nearly translucent pale hair.
So surely you can prepare for whatever you could find.
And his eyes were like two blazing infernos staring out across the lawn.
A demon!
Someone muttered, probably unconsciously. He did indeed look like something not of this world.
It's a demon! The rumors about this place were true! A cursed demon lives there!
Demon? Him? Michelle? No, he's not cursed!
Indeed, I am cursed. The witch's curse is real. I've inherited it in its entirety, as well as her purpose. A witch, a demon, a spirit impure. Call me whatever you wish. But the truth should not change. I carry within me an eternal curse. Behold my flesh, pale as the moon. No red blood flows beneath the skin as it does yours. Behold my hair, utterly devoid of color, offered up to the devil as part of our pact. Behold these crimson eyes, a symbol of the lifeblood split at my hands. I shall bring clarity upon you as the witch of legend. Never-ending famine, plague, catastrophe, suffering for generations. Until the moment of your death, you shall regret ever coming near this place.
No! Have mercy! We were just...
It was that woman! She brought us here, tempted us with promises of wealth. deceived us, told us to pillage this house. We are innocent!
Amedee,
Please have mercy on us!
Give her to me, then as an offering.
Absolutely, she's yours. Torture her however you please.
I have one more condition. You never come near this house again. You so much as consider it. You will all die by my curse.
Oh, I swear it, we want to return.
Run! Get out of here!
without so much as a glance back, the villagers scrambled through the forest, and Amedee, the man who had rescued me that night, went right along with them. Is there kindness in the world? I wasn't sure what to think anymore.
Don't think I'm helping you.
His voice rained down on me, but I couldn't lift my head. There was such a gaping void in my chest. I had no idea what questions I should be asking anymore. What I should be angry about. What I should be sad about. Not even the first clue.
Look at me. Look at me, Giselle. Tell me, is it true you returned to the mansion to plunder it? That you brought those men here to rob me of my valuables? Answer me, Giselle!
Yes, it's true. I persuaded them to steal from you.
You're really so desperate for money they resort to looting? Just how low will you go? Not only did you seduce my father, not only did you go digging around for information about me, you brought a mob to this house. And they were armed too. You're trying to get me killed? Answer me, Giselle! Not even going to defend yourself? Your scheme failed, so you're retreating into silence? Ah, for God's sake. Sicken me.
Lydie,
done
this
with
James Frozen.
What?
In character.
What? Yeah, it's just conked out on us.
Okay.
I'm done with you. I'm done! Leave this place and never show your face here again!
As he shouted at me, I stared into his fiery red eyes. A somewhat inappropriate thought crossed my mind. Huh, so he can get emotional like anyone else. And my heart, stripped raw and cast out to sea, finally sunk deep enough to be crushed by the pressure.
What?
If you want me gone, then kill me.
Huh?
You can do that, can't you? You can use your curse to kill me, can't you? Then do it right here. Use your power and take my life. And if you don't want to do that, then stab me with your knife. Kill me! Kill me! Kill me!
What?
I'm done. I can't take it. I'm through with this whole world. No one will believe anything I say. No one cares one bit about how I feel. They just walk all over me, laughing. Why? Tell me why. Why is this happening to me? I never stole anything.
What are you talking about?
I tried my best to look happy. I thought everything would work out if I could keep smiling. I believed that I could make things better. But nothing ever got better. What did I ever do? Tell me, what did I do?
But you...
All I ever did was believe. I tried my best to survive, to always wear a smile. But if everything's going to be my fault, I have to deal with that for the rest of my life. And I'm done. I don't want to live anymore. I don't want to live in this world anymore.
Calm down, please. I don't follow what you're saying. My understanding is that you desired money, so you brought that mob. Before that, you used my father.
You wouldn't believe me even if I told you the real story. You'll take your family's word over mine. You don't have any idea what I went through there. How hard it was just to keep myself together.
What?
I never wanted riches. All I wanted was a decent enough wage to allow my family to live comfortably. That's all I wanted. He made me force me. He forced me to. He raped me.
What?
Again and again, no matter how much I resisted, he wouldn't stop. Again and again. Threatened me. Beat me. Cut me with a knife. Over and over again.
What? My father? Raped you?
No one would believe me. I did nothing wrong. You don't believe me either, do you? So I'm done. I don't want this body anymore. I don't want to live like this anymore. I can't take it anymore. Help me. Please, set me free. Kill me. Kill me already. Use your curse and kill me. Kill me!
Give me a moment. I need time to process this.
You can do it, can't you? Then kill me already. Kill me now! Kill me, damn it.
Give me time, so we can talk this through. I want to hear everything. From the beginning. Inside. Let's go inside and talk. The light hurts my eyes. There was a door. On at best let it stay shut. Not knowing the truth would have been so much easier. We've been made to shudder in disgust, hearing about the crimes of my own family. But if I hadn't opened that door, I would have lost everything. That day, after far too long, I finally let myself see the person in Giselle. Giselle didn't recover for some time after I managed to get her inside. Not sure what else I could do for her. I had her sit beside the fireplace, wait in silence as she sobbed. I had no idea what one was supposed to say to someone who was crying. Was it normal to offer them a warm drink? I didn't know. I did know I need to reflect on the things she had said outside, try to make sense of them. From there, calm myself down and prepare for the conversation we're to have, as unpleasant as I was sure it would be. A considerable amount of time later, Giselle's sobbing drew to a stop, an oppressive silence stepping in to take its place. For far longer than was comfortable, the only sound we heard was the gentle crackling of the fire. I had to say something. I knew that, but what I didn't know was how to begin. I knew nothing about having an honest face-to-face discussion with someone about the things we were thinking and feeling. But that didn't change anything. I had to do it. If down that road lay truths I would be happier not seeing. Giselle, could you please tell me what you did what was done to you at my family's home? How you ended up coming to this mansion? What happened after you left? I'd like to know everything, from start to finish.
Will you believe what I tell you? You never so much as gave me the time of day before.
I
very much doubt that you will find what I have to say agreeable. Will you still believe me even then? Believe my word, a stranger's word, over your family or the people of the village?
I cannot yet say. I must hear what you had to say to make that decision.
I suppose that might be better than you saying you'll believe me unconditionally. All right, I'll tell you everything. Just know that nothing I say is a lie.
Understood. Giselle methodically recounted her tale for me. She told me how she accepted an offer from Bollingers to work as an Abigail to earn money for her family. I had my father, Antonin, had other plans for her. The things he did to her. She spoke dryly, only putting words to each event, one after the other. I'd already seen how she felt deep down, though. I'd heard her pained screams, which were undoubtedly genuine. I didn't think she was trying to deceive me. That was the sound of old wounds being torn open. Even I could see that. Or perhaps my own experiences were what allowed me to see it. Regardless, I realized too late. I should have seen it sooner. She described it all mechanically to remain detached from what had happened to her, to protect herself. Of that, I had no doubts. Still, things she told me were almost unbearable. I had a difficult time accepting them. What was I supposed to do? I learned my father was a rapist. How was I supposed to react to that revelation? What was I supposed to think? But the fact that his blood flowed through me, I repulsed myself.
Do you want all the details?
What do you mean?
The wounds he gave me. I still have scars from the things he did. If you don't believe me, I can show them to you.
No, that won't be necessary.
I see. That's a relief. I don't think I could have handled that right now.
I hadn't turned down her offer for her sake. I did so because I didn't think I could take anymore. I averted my eyes to protect myself. Why? I had taken my mother's word, brushing aside everything Giselle had said and done. I knew good and well my mother was no longer in her right mind. So why had I thought I'd let her the truth? Why had I been unable to think rationally? There were, I believe, several factors. My childhood, my past, the witch's whispers. Above all, my own character. Consumed with distrust for everything. I had to face it now. To open my eyes once more, to look at everything I pretended away until now. It's not completely blameless for her suffering, after all. Please continue, if you will.
I left off at the point where the mistress discovered what was happening, I believe. I was sent to this mansion to atone for my sins.
Sins I shouldn't even commit.
It just decided I would be sent here rather than being executed, which is what the mistress wanted. At first, I assumed it would be essentially a private prison. But in the carriage on the way here, I was given a letter.
A letter? To whom?
It didn't say, but your father was the one who ordered me here, so I would guess it was him. The letter was very concise, simply explaining that there was someone already there. The Bollinger's youngest child. It didn't go into any more detail than that. But it did ask me to look after you.
Do you still have the letter?
I don't. The coachman took it back after I was finished. Looking back on it now, that was rather strange of me to do. Just a harmless letter.
Was anything but?
What?
It was my father who wrote that letter. He believes me to be dead, so he would have sincerely thought he was abandoning you to an empty house in a remote forest. The writer couldn't risk leaving anything that might suggest I was still alive.
Then who?
My brother, I believe. Either Didier or George, but I would guess Didier.
Your brother? Why would he?
I do not know. I can't imagine why he would write such a letter. Or why he would want to tell you about me.
I don't believe he had any ill intentions, at least. I mean, he asked me to look after you. That makes it sound like he's concerned about you.
Why doesn't he stay in contact? Why does he never respond to my letters? It's a bit late to suddenly start being concerned. No, never mind that now. Please, tell me to rest.
All right.
Giselle resumed her story from the day she fled the mansion, terrified by my behavior. She seemed to be putting a bit more emotion in her tone of voice now, perhaps because she could see I was more interested in this part. There's a deep sadness on her face as she described that night in the rain, listening to the thunder. She gave up on living. I knew I caused it. She then told me the time she spent in a nearby village. How at first, life had seemed wonderful. In time to come crumbling down. Naturally, she wouldn't be here to tell me this if nothing had happened there. Once she was through with her tale, Giselle let out a long, heavy sigh, so she had been holding it in for some time. I could hear just a faint trembling in the air she exhaled.
That's everything. Do you believe me? If you don't, if you still think I'm deceiving you, then I won't argue with you. That's fine. If that's the case, please just kill me.
Why didn't you tell me this sooner? I know I wasn't very open to anything you said, but if that day, when I found you in my room, had told me I was mistaken, that the sin belonged to my father, it might not have turned out like this.
A knife.
What?
You were holding a knife. I can't handle blades anymore. Ever since what happened, they scare me to death. Just the sight of one in someone's hand. And I start thinking they're going to use it on me. I can't help it. I started shaking uncontrollably, growing faint of breath. The world goes white. I can't even form words. There's nothing I can do.
Now I finally see. She was grimacing in pain. The day the package arrived, you knocked my hand away.
Because I was scared. Because it reminded me of that time.
I assumed she was simply jumpy from a guilty conscience. I felt nauseous, realizing I'd been pouring a constant stream of salt onto her unmendable wounds. What a damn fool I was.
Why did you get so upset at me? Why did you have to point a knife at me?
I didn't want you snooping. You meant to sell information about me. I thought I had to do anything in my power to stop you.
I'm still not convinced it was necessary. I was unarmed. I couldn't fight back. You didn't need a knife. I have nothing left anymore, so I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel. You're a jerk. What you did was inexcusable. You may not have hurt me physically, but you still hurt me. Humans are frail creatures. They wound easily. Apologize.
What?
Apologize to me. I said apologize.
I'm sorry.
Again. Put your heart into it. Convince me you mean it.
I'm sorry.
Again, once more. Get down on your knees and shout from your gut.
I'm so very sorry! Was that a laugh?
Such a strange man.
Strange? You told me to do it.
It was going like I thought it would. I figured even if we talked, you would just deny everything I said. I didn't think you'd actually listen to me. But you did. You listened and you looked quite distressed by what you heard.
I looked distressed.
Oh, yes, you sure did. Wish I had a mirror to show you. I'm sure you didn't want to believe what I said, that you didn't once accuse me of lying. You faced up to the truth, and you apologized. I seemed to have the wrong impression of you as well. I didn't try to see you for who you were, instead of letting myself believe you were something to be afraid of. To be honest, I didn't like you very much.
Feeling was neutral. But for some reason, I don't feel that way now. Is it guilt?
I need to apologize to you, too.
Apologize? For what?
I led the villagers here. I almost sold my soul to the devil. I tried to sell you out to save myself. And for that, I'm truly sorry.
I don't understand.
What? Do I need to get down on my knees too?
No, that's not what I meant. The blame falls in the village for falsely accusing you of stealing. You're a convenient scapegoat for the real thieves. They plan to take advantage of you from the start. That Amedee was probably in on it as well. To get back at you for rejecting his proposal. Plus, giving the village a single target let off their frustration on would, in a way, help unify them. He used you to meet that end. In order to escape from the trap, you told him about me. But it was after I threatened you, caused you to flee from this place. You had nothing to apologize for.
Still, I feel really bad about it. So, I'm sorry anyway.
You're unexpectedly stubborn.
But now that we've both apologized to each other, we can call everything square.
Square?
Square. We're both in the wrong. So we apologized and we forgave each other.
Gave a little smile. All I could do was stare at her, brow furrowed in perplexity like I was looking at some bizarre fantasyland creature. The weight of her crimes was not equal. what I'd done to her was so very much worse. Furthermore, I am Antonin's son. His blood flows through me. And you honestly say you don't find me revolting? Are you willing to forgive me for this? I didn't think I would be able to. If I were her, the grudge would extend to all my family, everyone I had ever come in contact with.
I can. Although, you don't need forgiveness for being his son. Being related to someone doesn't make you responsible for their sins. It wouldn't be fair to blame you for that.
You're curious.
What? Curious. About what?
No, not that curious. You're a strange creature.
I'm human, you know.
Yes, I know you're human. You're making me lightheaded.
Is it a medical emergency?
That's quite the leap in logic.
You know, I was at my lowest just a little bit ago, and now I'm laughing again. It's odd. Never expected I would recover at all.
I was just as surprised as her. She'd been through hell and she had more than enough reason to despise me. To shower me with vitriol. Instead, she was smiling. Even more unexpected. It's the fact that I felt relieved to see it.
I really, truly wished I'd gotten to know him sooner. Yes, I had fled the mansion in fear of him, but maybe if I had just had a little more courage, enough to tell him the truth, maybe he would have listened. I had let my initial impression of him solidify too quickly. I had convinced myself he was insensitive and perpetually expressionless, save for the Arctic despair. But the man standing before me did experience sadness, pain, distress. Or, at the very least, he appeared to from where I was standing. Michelle was, just like me, an ordinary person. That said, there was still plenty I didn't know. I'm still lacking explanations for much of his behavior. Would you mind telling me about yourself now? I'd like to get to know you better. What are you doing here in this mansion all alone? Why do you call yourself cursed? I told you everything. It's only fair you do the same. I have no interest in using your information or anything. I have no reason to. Or are you going to keep pushing the master and servant line? Do you still think I have no need to know?
Be quiet! For the love of God, stop talking already. You always pick the worst time.
What? Excuse me? What do you mean I always pick the worst time?
No, I wasn't.
Unbelievable. Just when I was starting to think you might actually be a decent human being. Then you go and spout this.
No, Giselle, I wasn't talking to you.
Who else could it have been?
I was, talking to, you know. I have a condition that forces me to vocalize objections to my own thoughts.
Huh. You know, that's about as convincing as my allergic to people excuse.
Sorry.
Weirdo. What crosses did he bear? What secrets did he keep? Maybe the truth was far beyond my reckoning. And if it was, even if he did, please tell me everything. No matter what you say, I won't doubt your words. I will trust you, and I'm sure I can accept anything you say. Please. If you don't put it into words, I have nothing to work with.
Okay. Where should I start, though?
How about the curse, then? Are you actually cursed?
That's a difficult question. I cannot, for example, take someone's life with my curse, nor can I bring about disaster. I don't have any magical powers like that.
So what you said outside was a bluff, then?
It was just a way to chase the villagers away.
Well, you certainly put on a convincing performance. So you can't actually curse anyone, huh?
Regardless, I am human. Nothing more, nothing less. At least, I consider myself one. Others would disagree. The reason for that has to do with my body.
Your skin, hair, and eye color, right?
Right.
Seeing Michel under the sun, he certainly wasn't what most people would consider normal. Awe-inspiring, in fact.
Giving birth to me, you broke my mother. No, I drove her mad. Not only do I appear inhuman, I'm oversensitive to sunlight. My little light through the window is much of a problem. I can't be outside directly under the sun for more than a couple hours. When she realized I couldn't go out into the sun, my mother started thinking I was possessed by a demon. So she banished me to this mansion until my curse was broken. That was 10 years ago.
Just because you look different from them?
The family's reputation was at stake too. But other noble houses realized they were giving a refugee to an unholy creature who destroyed the Bollingers. You saw how the villagers reacted. They called me a demon when they saw me.
I suspect the rumors about the mansion played a part in that. If nobody thought the house was cursed, they wouldn't have.
I'm sure you were afraid as well. You saw me and thought I was not of this world. That I looked like a demon.
I thought you looked like an angel.
A what?
I, at least, thought you looked more like an angel than a demon. Never once crossed my mind you might be evil. But I understand your situation now. Because of your appearance, you've lived all alone in this dark mansion. For 10 years.
It was never really an inconvenience. They bring me all the supplies I need.
You big liar. Have you never considered running away?
That's not an option.
Because of the sun?
No, I could move during the night if I really wanted to. I'm being watched. To ensure I don't leave.
Watched?
I can't allow anyone to find out that I am alive. Particularly at the Bollinger estate. If I were to run and they were to find out, I would probably be killed. If I didn't stand out so much, it'd be to stay out of sight easier. But also,
Also?
I had and hold on to a little hope, I think. But that I might be able to return someday. All about giving up on that hope now, though. Not that I ever have enough willpower to really fight for it.
I see.
You don't need to worry about pitying me either. as long as it's become normal to me.
That's not something that should ever become normal. So what was that really a moment ago? You don't actually have a condition that makes you argue with yourself, do you? Please tell me.
You don't have to believe me. In fact, I doubt you will. You're free to think I'm completely mad.
Don't worry. I want to know.
I can hear the witch's voice.
The witch's voice?
It started when I first arrived at the mansion. No one else can hear it either. Like I said, it sounds crazy.
No, not at all. I said I would trust you, so I believe you. Maybe he's not well. Yeah, that has to be it. 10 years all alone in a place, and you're bound to start hearing things. He seems like a delicate person, too. Thinking about it like that, I'm starting to feel really sorry for him.
Do you want to know what you're thinking?
I'm here for you.
Huh?
I've made up my mind. I'm gonna stay here with you.
Oh, wait, what?
Don't worry. I'll shout so loud you won't be able to hear that silly witch's voice anymore.
Will you now?
If you hear it again, let me know. Understood? You don't have to be afraid.
I never said I was.
Whenever you hear it, I'll be there with you, holding your hand. Well, we kind of took the extremely long route. But there you have it. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Master.
Master.
Now, where should we begin? I know, supper. Are you hungry? What should I make?
Slow down, please.
What is it? If there's something you'd like, I'm happy to accommodate.
You actually intend to stay here? Again? After what happened last time?
Because of what happened. Because of that, we're finally able to see past each other's surface. I want us to try again, from the beginning. And this time actually try to be considerate of one another's feelings. That's a promise, Master.
Alright.
I can stay here, right?
I don't mind.
I'm glad to hear it.
Say,
Yes, Master?
if you ever want something from me, could I please ask you to put it into words? I don't have much faith in my ability to pick up on things.
Got it. Then here's something to start with. What do you say we open up some of these windows?
Open the windows?
Yeah. We don't have to if you think it'll cause you problems, but it would be nice to get a little light in here. I'd like to put an end to this house being a dark, closed-off cave.
I wasn't the one who barred the windows.
You weren't?
They were like this. They were like that when I arrived. It seemed like a very appropriate place to lock me away. I am sensitive to light, yes, as I mentioned. A little sun through the windows shouldn't cause any problems.
Alright then. Can I ask you to help me open them? Let's both lighten this place up. After a few moments of silence, Michelle gave me a curt nod. While we couldn't do anything about the windows that had been boarded up, the two of us forced open the ones that were just covered by rusted over shutters. When we got the first one open, a beautiful stream of light like nothing I had ever seen before. Flooded into the dark mansion's halls. I had assumed that spring would never come. All we had to do was talk to each other, listen to each other, and everything else would fall into place. But it was that first step that was so hard, so much harder than either of us had expected. And now that the ice was melting, we had to treasure that. It might not have seemed like much to someone else, but to us, it was a huge accomplishment.